Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Sunday, December 24, Christmas Eve, 2023, a little after 3:15 p.m. Eastern. Everything that we do in our journey to discover who we are in these bodies, it's about training the mind. Everything points to training the mind, even though we know the mind is an illusion, along with the ego, but it is there for us to learn and to master it. It's like anything. If you don't know how to train the mind, then you spend a lot of time, going off in different directions to see maybe you'll hit one that works. And when you try, you try all kinds of stuff. You may spend years off and on here and there, and you still haven't been able to do it. So you'll find that the only way to train the mind is to leave it alone. Now, most of us on this planet do not leave the mind alone, which means we live in yesterday and tomorrow. And that's where the ego mind is in charge. Now, when we focus on our breath and get in a comfortable position so we're not interrupted, we focus on listening to our breath. Every time you're pulled out of it, go right back to it. Because the ego mind will pull it, you'll wander. You'll just kind of go off into another thought. So all you do is you go right back to listening to the breath. And how many times the ego mind pulls you off into wandering thoughts, you'll go right back and listen to the breath. After a certain period of time, you won't have to do that. You will automatically be in the now. You will not, and you'll still wander off, but not anywhere near as much as you were. As time goes by, you won't wander off because you will begin to master the mind, the ego mind. And you watch it. You're not judging it. But see, when you leave it alone, you can watch it. So you step out of it in the now. And you watch the ego mind. And you're able, slowly but surely, you will know when you have an ego mind thought come in. You'll know it. It'll right from the heart mind where you'll be, you will identify more and more, not all, not 100% to begin with, but you will start identifying that that's an ego mind thought. I'm not interested in it. And it'll just pass by. Just like a cloud in the sky, just float right by. And when you're in a situation where you might be irritated by somebody, or you might get miffed or confrontational in some way, you can say this is ego mind. You'll know it. See, you'll know. See, right now, people don't know that. They just are sucked right into it every single time. And it's not a negative. I mean, none of us are exempt from that. Lifetime after lifetime, ego mind running us and ruling us, pretty much, that's the way it is. People say, that's the way life is. No. It's the way the ego mind is. As time goes by, you'll say that's ego mind. The reason I'm getting upset is because of the ego mind is insecure. And you have to protect the ego mind. This is why when someone will say something derogatory towards you, okay, and you get you're responsive to that. Might irritate you, might hurt your feelings, but you're responsive to it. You interact with it. Now, when you're in the now, and you know that it's an ego mind thing, okay? You know it's an ego mind reaction. You begin to understand that that's an ego mind. I am not interested in engaging with that. And it'll fade out. Okay? But it's difficult to do that when you allow the irritation to go over the top. Okay? Where you just come downright angry. Then you're absorbed into it. But you can stop yourself. Picture a massive, vibrant neon red stop sign, red and white. And it is so big that it automatically appears and it stops you right in your tracks. And when the ego mind comes in, and the thoughts, it's tricky because it's a slick character. So it makes many of us believe that that's our thought, and it isn't. And you can start detecting it when you feel it through the heart-mind. When you're in the head, it's a lost subject. Really is. But when you're in the heart-mind, you can identify it. You can identify it every single time when an ego-mind thought comes in. We would not be, any of us on this planet, any way, shape, or form, interested at all in an aggressive path, combative, rough edges, irritation, judging, all of those things. We wouldn't be interested in that. We would just, that's ego mind. See, and eventually you have no response. You just know within. Somebody might say to you, well, aren't you upset with that? You look at them and say, no, not at all. Or you don't say anything. You just smile. Those of us that choose to go within and discover the gods within us are the ones that are literally going to go to New Earth. Period. The others might take them 1 or 2 more lifetimes. Just depends. But they're not going to shift direction. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what you do. They're not going to shift direction. Maybe it's because they're learning in that area. You have woken up to a certain extent, so you know. And it's not a remorseful thing or a sad thing. It's just that some of us will, some of us won't. The reason that is because not all of us are on the same page. By far. Training ourselves to focus in one continuous direction for an extended period of time. In other words, not just a brief one, and then you're off to something else. But train the mind. And when you train, how do you train your mind? You're focused on one thing. You don't have like a whole bunch of things that you're looking at all of them, right? You're only focused on one thing. See, and what does that do for the mind? It conditions the mind, right? So the mind, once the mind can focus, it will listen and obey your every command. That's huge. So what we're all doing is that we're creating a new relationship with ourselves where we honor the power within us. We honor it. and we accept that we can create anything we desire. We accept that. Most of us don't accept that. That's strange. Most of us, we argue with it, or we judge it, or we come down on it. Once we get to that understanding, we can create anything we desire. Mastering the mind is the golden key to magnetizing anything we want to have, do, or experience in this lifetime. Now, a lot of the time, you use words like mantras, okay? You use them over and over again. That really directs and trains the mind. Repetitive. It's like I said, I've gone over 3 million repeating mantras of them in the last several years. So you use them like a manifesting mantra for yourself. And this is a very sacred word or positive, empowering statement that when repeated within yourself gives you an elated, expansive feeling. So it affirms that which you want to experience in this world, as if it's happening to you now in the present moment. And you're literally confirming the reality you want, stating it to be a fact, and feeling as if it is so. The power behind this practice is enormous, and it will clarify the vision of what you want to create. So the mantra acts like a tether, holding you tight to the ideal experience you're aiming towards. Its message is strengthening your energy every time you repeat it, enhancing the positive emotions and mental state around your desired outcome. As you repeat the mantra, the mind will naturally dive deeper inside, exploring the positive, joyous feelings that arise with that thought. The insights it brings you, and the energy and consciousness it expands within you, come with you into your daily life and attract that which you want to manifest in your life. It's like, this is, exercising is great. It's exercise, just regular physical exercise is great for the body, as it is for mastering the mind. So you could create your own mantra, affirmation, okay? And what you do is that you go over to discover the right manifesting mantra that is catered to your specific body and mind. You will want to find out exactly where you are specifically struggling with money in your life. Where do you feel financially inadequate, impoverished, or not at peace with anything, money? Make a list of all the complaints, negative beliefs, and challenging feelings you have about money. You already have a relationship with money. Just get clear on what it is. This powerful exercise will help you see where are you really wanting things to change in your relationship with money. Right now on this planet, money is what? Energy. That's what it is. Unfortunately, because of the lower dark matters of which we are clearing from the planet in this very moment, with these lower dark matter survival matter frequencies, People always say, well, why do they always have all the money? They don't. They just don't want you to have it. See? But that makes no difference. Because when you focus and you begin to train the mind and you repeat affirmations or mantras, you are conditioning the mind and yourself to focus on only what you want. You remember that for a long time on this planet, you were told that being poor and impoverished is a good thing. Humble, to have no money is a good thing. Be a pauper is a good thing. And that was all crap. Okay? And people manifested that. And we're not talking about greed. That is the ego mind. We're not talking about manipulation or any of that. We're talking about, through the heart mind, of focusing and attracting as much as you care to have. And having a wonderful relationship with that energy. And through the heart mind, not the ego mind. So you express your care and understanding for that energy, money, called money. So if you take the top 3 to 5 most negative, energetically charged statements from your list, okay? You make positive opposite statements out of each of them. For example, if you wrote down, and I've heard this so many times through the years, if you say that you never have enough money at the end of the month, I've heard this, I've lost track through the years, that people live from paycheck to paycheck. They never have enough money at the end of the month. This would turn into, they would say, I always have plenty of money at the end of the month. Now, I know that sounds really, to some people, it says, oh, so what's the big deal? So it's going to magically appear for you? See, that's the ego mind talking. Whatever your negative message is, there is going to be positive polarity to it. Find out what this is and write it down on a beautiful sheet of paper or someplace you'll see it daily. So you repeat these 3 to 5 positive messages all day long with feeling and deep reverence. Not half-assed or lazily, but all day long with feeling and deep reverence. You'll find that in the first day, you probably won't feel the positive manifesting mantra is true and seem like you're faking it, trying to believe something you really don't. This is the first workout in expanding and heightening your energy. We tend to remain stuck in old energies and attitudes unless we take massive, intense action in another direction. Our mind has been programmed for perhaps a very, very, very long time with these negative statements. So we will need to really dig inside to move these old mountains. It's going to take everything we've got inside of us to shift our entire belief system to the positive side of things. Yet the rewards will be well worth it. So it's all about reprogramming, knowing how to reprogram. You can say, well, I've decided to reprogram. Basically, my character, my personality, what I believe and everything was from other people's thoughts. I was programmed that way. It's a good thing that you know that, right? And it's not a negative, and you're not angry at the people that programmed you. If you are, forgive them. Because this is the start. This is where you begin. The whole 9 yards, the whole ball of wax. We are often blind to our own wealth on our inner world and outer. Being in deep gratitude forever. Paramount. Absolutely paramount. How many people do you believe are on this planet? Let's just say here in America. That are in deep gratitude always. And when you, through the heart-mind, identify and understand that financial freedom is all a state of mind. That's all it is. It's a state of mind. It's like, so does that mean everybody on the planet is going to be full of abundance and wealth? No, because they won't get out of their own way with the ego mind. So they suffer. They either feel they're undeserving, and they repeat this in their, whether it's consciously or unconsciously, but they repeat it, that they're unworthy, that they aren't good enough. Or they feel that they've done something that's negating their opportunity or ability to manifest what they want. Or they feel guilty about many things. You know, you get in the habit of shoving things in that closet, right? That you say to yourself, I'm not going to mess with that right now. I'll put that away back there. And the thing is, you never get to it. And it just keeps building up, keep throwing more things. Sooner or later, you're going to want to sit down on the couch and literally have a conversation with every one of them so that you understand why they're there. And I guarantee you, they'll disappear. But what you don't care to do is like an example is that you're grabbing something and you're saying I'm surrendering this, but you're holding on to it, right? But I'm surrendering this, but you're still gripping onto it. It's like someone is going to give you something and you take it and they pull it back, right? And you pull it and they pull it back. And you say, well, are you going to give it to me or not? Yeah, here you go. Every one of us, no matter where you're at in this very moment in this life, are absolutely magnificently wealthy forever. See, we have all we need, but we don't know how to obtain it. And the funny thing is, it's within us. Everything's been set up. You just realize that everything's been set up perfectly for you to manifest anything you desire. Anything. You can't do it through the ego mind, and most people do. That's where they go. They go with the ego mind. And improving our communication with this universe. Right? Financial freedom is all a state of mind. Yet, I have found that the actual physical manifestation of money miraculously shows up when we improve our communication with this universe. It's really about connection. And when we connect with this universe in an abundant way, we receive abundance in return. Every single time. Without fail. So this universe is doing everything it can to gift us everything we could possibly ever want, wish, or desire. Isn't that amazing? We're sitting there with a deflector shield, and it's just hitting and we're bouncing it. I want it, but boom, and it's bouncing off and hitting, going away from us. Part of our mission is to open up and receive it. Believe it or not, this universe wants us to have it all. All. And once we let go of resisting the abundance, the money gates will open up and more abundance will start flooding in. Every one of us, say, we all have these pores to attract flawlessly, effortlessly. And you see, it's proven, but yet many of us don't acknowledge it. We don't see it. But it's a proven fact. You know that if you ever caught yourself focusing or talking about something, and you turn around, and there it is. You know, you could be talking about something, and it shows up on the TV or whatever you're watching. Or you're thinking about somebody, right? Or talking about somebody, and your phone rings. And it's them. And you say, wow, this is weird. I was just thinking about you. And they call. It happens every day. Something manifests, and most of us don't see it. We just take it as part of life. We don't believe that it was us that manifested it. And it could be anything. Isn't it ironic? Here we are, right? We're all these gods in these bodies. We come in, we lose our memories across the board. So we come into a baby body. Now we really don't have a cross-reference. Okay? None of us do. So we wing it. And we begin to get programmed by other people's thoughts. And so the baby body becomes an adult body. And we continually get programmed by other people's thoughts. Now, we don't know much at all because we've just gotten into these bodies. Now, what you've been in a situation when you were a little tiny toddler and your mother or father would say, don't put your hand on that. This is very hot. You don't know what hot is. You see? This is very hot. It will hurt your hand. Well, you don't know what that is, what that means. A lot of the times, out of your childlike curiosity, you're going to touch that surface because you want to find out what he was talking about or what she was talking about. What does hot mean? Okay. Now, a lot of us out of curiosity would touch it and we would burn ourselves, and then we would know immediately that I'm not going to touch that again. Because if it's on, You put your hand over it and say, oh, that's hot. So you could use, and I've used mantras for years, and I repeat them over and over again. Over and over and over again. I am a powerful, abundant being with plenty of money. I have plenty of money and feel financially secure and at ease. I joyfully receive plenty of money for the services I provide. I always have enough money to do anything I desire. I am always guided towards decisions that make my life richer. The money I spend returns to me in 10 times the amount. I am becoming more and more financially free every day in every way. Now, I know these have been around for years. And everybody's gone that route and tried the mantras. But see, there's so many pieces missing that they never get it. They never do. They leave the body and they never knew that they had the power within them to have anything they wanted, whenever they wanted. I have a great relationship with money. Money is my friend. I am so grateful for the money that I do have. Everybody is supporting me in creating financial abundance. Abundance is my natural state of being. Now remember, our mind ego is very insecure. How many people, right in this very now moment, just in this country alone, are making mantra statements that they aren't aware of that are negative, derogatory towards positivity, and are manifesting more of the same stuff that they keep getting. And they don't know it. They have no clue. They just believe that that's the way life is treating them. They must have done something wrong. I used to hear this a lot, that they say they must have done something wrong in a previous life to deserve the life they have now. And to them, it's a negative, okay? So we have everything we need. From lifetime to lifetime, we always have had everything that we could possibly want. And then some. What we miss is knowing how to go about it. Mastering the ego mind. Right? Moving into the heart mind on a regular basis. Staying in deep eternal gratitude 24/7. And this is new programming. Everything that, in most cases, okay, everything that we were taught is what? Everything that we were taught was mostly what? Negative. Don't do this or this will happen to you. You keep doing that, you're going to be punished. You can't do that. That's not possible. Be realistic. Come back down to earth. See, all these statements are programming. See? How else are we going to get any kind of an understanding? We navigate this life. So, people will say things to us and we'll take them in. It's up to us. We embrace them. You want something, you focus on it through the heart mind. That's it. Period. You go into heavy detail. And if you want to you got to get real detailed about it too. You just don't care to do a half-ass one, because you'll get half-ass. What you want to do is you want to specifically, while in the now, listening to your breath, you want to specifically, in detail, send to the universe what it is you want. Now, it's really difficult for a lot of people because what they do is then they form attachments, okay, to what it is that they want. And the attachment is to the outcome of it, what it's going to mean, blah, 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 blah. And we also form expectations, which is all suffering, which is all ego mind. And this is why we shift out of that abundance, that flow. And let's face it, okay? Do you know, maybe there are those who have been conditioned and programmed to hate money, okay? Despise money. And there are people like that. And that's their prerogative. Not a real fun way to go. But the majority of us are doing what on this planet? What are we doing? We are seeking money. Financial security. That's the big kahuna. Financial security. Everybody strives for it. This country alone, everybody's striving for it. And have financial abundance. You know. You hear people say, wouldn't it be nice if they could have all the money they could ever dream of and they would never again have to worry about anything dealing with money? They wouldn't even talk about it. And all along, every one of us have the power to have that materialize. But if you're programmed a certain way, you won't. Not unless you wake up and start realizing, wait a minute, I'm not going to go this way anymore. This is self-defeating. Many of us are self-defeating. And this, we're at the end of the year of 2023. And all of us have the opportunity to shift. I'm not talking about New Year's resolutions. I'm talking about understanding that you want to reprogram yourself and you know the steps to take in order to have that start materializing. Now, if you look at all of us, what you're part of, in the collective consciousness, pure consciousness, the God, which we all make up, and we're focused on what? We want, and this is happening, see, we want a God-planet paradise. We want a wonderful life. We are deeply grateful for the very life we have in this very moment. We're deeply grateful to be alive in the body. Now, isn't it interesting? Because young ones, take from 5 all the way up 20, 25. They never are in gratitude because they're in programming mode and they don't know what that is to be 24/7 grateful. And do you, okay, so you take a 15-year-old, goes to bed, gets up in the morning and says, I am deeply grateful that I woke up this morning. No. Did any of us? No. What would have happened if we did? I believe phenomenal things would have taken place if we did. And we moved into that gratitude. And at an early age, and we begin to program ourselves to understand that you are the manifesting master. Every one of us are. That's why this planet is changing. That's why we're witnessing an unprecedented metamorphosis. It doesn't come from out there. It comes from within here. Collectively. We're shifting the very fabric of the planet and how we as a species enjoy our lives. In deep gratitude. Now, you want to program something, it's not going to do anything until you program it, right? So, like Robert Adams made a statement, which is just right on the money. We are always looking for something, aren't we? Aren't we always looking for something? We want to find the right teacher. But I say that you are the right teacher. The right teacher is where and what you are. Person, place, or thing is not the right teacher. Now, how did all these different gurus, like Papaji and Rishi, Osho, all these different quote-unquote gurus, how did they discover enlightenment, the enlightenment that they are? How did they do it? They practiced, they reprogrammed themselves, and they were their best teacher, the God within. That's how. They didn't, they weren't born and then, a few years later they knew all this. They just began to go within, made the decision to do so. And so they're insights. Now, here's an interesting thing. When you look at this planet from a watcher's perspective, you say to yourself, well, all this stuff is great, but what has it done to help this planet and civilization thrive? Good question, isn't it? It's done a whole heck of a lot. In fact, so much it is not even to even try to count all of the applications that have been brought forth. This is why the culmination, the only freedom that we will experience is the freedom that we discover within ourselves. That's the true freedom. We kind of like inside of ourselves, once we discover who and what we are, it's like a fireworks. It's like a bomb going off. Light coming on. We are all on the mission to free ourselves from the mind. In doing so, we will discover that we are all enlightened beings. Omnipotently powerful supreme beings that never die. Gather all courage and take a jump. Even the dewdrop slipping from a lotus leaf trembles for a moment, tries to hang on a little more, because he can see the ocean. Once he has fallen from the lotus leaf, he is gone. Yes, in a way, you will not be, just as a dewdrop dissolves into the ocean. You will be gone, but it is not a loss. You will be oceanic, and all other oceans are limited. The ocean of existence is unlimited ocean. I join you in the meditation. I'll return to close us out. Take an easy and slow breath in through the nose, and an easy and slow breath out from the mouth. Remain still. Enjoy yourself. Love yourself. Let go of all thoughts that keep you from loving yourself. You have been created to be exactly as you are. No need to change. Savor the variety, the differences between yourself and others. What an amazing collection of expression of the self. Your uniqueness is what makes this universe so incredible. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night, and following morning. We will return here Christmas Day, Monday, December 25, 2023, 3:15 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation full. Gentle, kind, generous, and humble with yourself at all times. Be in the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest. Eternal gratitude at all times, no matter what's going on around you or within you.